NTR Degree College, Women's Degree College, Mahbub Nagar. I am Jem Jagdishwari, of your English lecturer. We are going to take the syllabus for third semester syllabus. Subject is English. So in today's session, welcome to our session. In today's session, we are going to see one more lesson. So the name of the lesson is Toasted English. The name of the lesson is Toasted English, and this lesson was being written by this author R.K. Narayan. So he is the person who has written the lesson which are being given for the Toasted English points, and what are the references of the points that you can study from these Toasted English can be clearly seen from these viewing of the lesson. So these are the pre-reading activity of the questions that can be learned from this lesson, and you can also even know what are the terms and the different meanings of the words can be learned from this subject of the lesson. So previously we have already seen the number of lessons that are going to be occurred from the second semester syllabus. So also, as long as that one, you can also have the introduction of this lesson with the having of these pre-reading activity questions, so that you can understand few terms which are being added in the lesson that is Toasted in English. So before that, we are going to enter into the lesson. You should have to know few points of these words that should be known about you by the having of the meaning, and what are the words that can be introduced in between the context of the lesson can be understood by the better knowing of the pre-reading terms that has been given in this lesson. So before entering into the words of these reading words of the lesson to be learned, you should have to know the meaning of these word, that is toast. So you should have to know the word. The word is toast. Can you understand the word that is toast? In the name of the lesson itself, you can see here Toasted English. Can you understand Toasted English? So these are the words that toasted is coming from the word of this toast. So what do you understand by the word of this toast? So this the meaning of itself you can give. Either it is going to be seen from the word of this toast getting the bread piece. So you can give the example of this toast. So for this toast, you can have the example by the giving of the bread piece which can be introduced in your homes or houses. So you can see a slice of bread toast is done on the frying pan. So this itself, the toast word can be introduced when the getting of the term that is going to be come into your example as the suggesting of this bread piece or a slice of bread. So you can put the slice of bread piece is can be called and can be get in the process of these word, where you can see with the nouns, verbs, and also you can use in different viewing of the examples of the word as toast. So a slice of bread piece can be given is toasted or it is heated, and you can have your eating purpose of this bread can be considered as this heated on the frying pan. So that usually it is the process where you are going to have the word toast there, and you can see the slice of bread. And what is toasting? Then you can also see toasting. So the procedure where you are going to heat or where you are going to make it up into the form of the processing that can be done in the toasting. So what is toasting? that heating of a slice of a bread when it is being on the heating of a cylinder of a pan, so that can be called as your toasting there. So you can have the word usually toast, and what is toasting? So that is the procedure of heating of a slice of a bread when you heat. So that are the two terms you should have to know before entering into the toast word there. Then what happens to a slice of bread when you toast it? So what happens to a slice of bread? What happens, he is asking. Then what happens to a slice of bread when you toast it? So it happens, or it becomes its richness or good quality of eating. Then it will be very hot, and these are the qualities that are being added after slice of a bread which is heated. Then, or you can also tell the other word to the heating is toast there. So these are the things, the additional qualities which are going to be given to the slice of bread. So that are the things which are going to be happen in a slice of bread when you toast it. So you can have the rich flavor, or we can also see the changing in the color of the bread, and also richness to eat, and also it is very good enough to eat also. So these are the three different qualities that are being added when a slice of bread is being toasted, or it is being toasted in the form of a slice of bread piece there. So how you can see toasting is different from roasting. Then you can also see what is the term which is being given to the word toasting from roasting there. Then you can also add the term toast, toasting, and roasting there. And roasting. Then you can understand the word what is roasting there. How is toasting is different from roasting? You can have to see. Then what is that roasting? So this is the procedure, how you are going to adapt the procedure near going to the pan, and the heating of the bread slice can be made it into the procedure that can be taken, or heating simply, and the procedural steps are being added to the word for this roasting. So you should have to see. This is also a form of heat, a correct procedure when you are going to heat of this slice of the bread that makes you in the form of roasting by the additional of qualities that makes you in the rich enough, or in the quality of eating makes you in a different sensation of eating. This is a bread piece of slice when you are going to have your adopt in eating there. So you can see, so this is the procedure that can be different from these toasting and roasting. How many words can you think of that rhyme with toast? Toast. So the rhyming words can be added for these toasting and roasting, or toast or roast there. So these are the rhyming words that can be given for us. So what are these rhyming words can be added for these? You can also even give how many words you can give, because they are giving lastly with the sounds as if the rhyming words. You can also even see with the spellings and give their pronunciation with the last to the same. So these are the words that one can think of the rhyme with the toast with the word of roast there. So the procedure of roasting that carried to the additional qualities of the slice of the bread. So that additional quality, richness, you should have to remember, because these words you are going to make you in the understanding of your future words that are being introduced in the lesson of the words there. Then you can see how is toasting different from roasting. You can also see the different procedure, and you can have even the additional qualities, and wherever the richness that the words are being added. What does it mean? when sometimes, how many words can you think for that rhyme with the toast and roast? You can also even give some of the few examples of the rhyme of the rhyming words that can be understood for these toast and roast there. Then what is proposing a toast? Then what is proposing a toast? So as it is, if you can eat, you will be having of some of the different taste, and you can also see for the getting of the new different taste, you can also even propose. It may be either cool by the taking of the getting of the packet of bread piece, and as usual, if you are eating, when you make a different changing in the process, then all the qualities and then all the additional flavors may be added to the proposing of this toast there. Then what does it mean when someone is called the toaster of? So these persons usually nowadays you can see all the process of heating with the oven, heating with the fan, frying with all the temperature, you can keep the giving of the heat there, and these are the some words which makes you the richness of the flavor of the dish that can be added by the using of someone quality or somever the work which has been the processed can be seen. So what is that? What does it mean when someone is called the word of toast? And what does a toastmaster do? So the duty of the toastmaster, so we can call a person who is very famous in the work of the master in doing of the work of these toasting. Then at that time you can call that person as a toastmaster. So you can give the person who is able to do the slice of the bread can be called as himself as a toastmaster, and we can also give a person name as a toastmaster can do a slice of the bread that can be given and added himself by the giving of the name as toastmaster. And what is a toastmasters club? So this club and the activities that are going to be done in a event or in the evening of the procedure by the having not only in the evening, you can also take with a few examples of these bakers or even the friars there. So at that time you can see the club, the association of the masters of the toasting of the pieces of with relevant to these persons can be added to these toastmasters club, and this club included the toastmaster being done the activity of the person who is making the different kinds of the arrangement of the happenings of these bread pieces in the consuming to the people in a different ways according to their taste and the quality of the change of the eating of themselves there. So these are the duties. What does a toastmaster do, you can say, and what is the work of himself that he is doing. So these are the things that can be done by a master in the having of all the duties, which upon going on the working of all these, the procedure of these type of the cooking that is taken place at a place called a separate house, that can be a picnic or even a baker's shop also. So that type of the baking words can be understood by the process of all the doing of these toast, roast, toasting, and the richness of the flavors can be added with the having the process of these through the oven, or a type of heating can be added in the knowing of the word roasting there. So why these toasting and roasting of these words are being modified for the giving of these slicing of the bread, and it can be modified for the eating of the procedure that can be done in these toastmaster actions doing and the club of the members which can be noted there. So before entering into these, you should have to know about the author of the person, what he has written by the lesson, the toasted English, and he has written the name himself. You can see that R.K. Narayan, and the full name of R.K. Narayan is Rasipuram Krishnaswamy Iyer and Narayana Swamy. So you can give the full name Rasipuram Krishnaswamy Iyer Narayana Swamy, better known as an R.K. Narayan. He was born in the year of 1906 to 2001. So this person Narayan was born in the even in the years of these 1906. So you can have better the knowing 1906 to 2001. So this Rasipuram Krishnaswamy Iyer, Narayana Swamy, better known as R.K. Narayan, he was born in the year of 1906 to 2001. He is one of the India's finest writers in English. So he is the person, and he is considered as one of the finest writers in English. So you can consider him as the finest writers in English. And the terms which are being given added to himself is a prolific writer. And this Narayan published nearly 60 books. So he published 60 books in his writing career. So he published 60 books, nearly means almost 60 books in his career and spanning over 60 years. So he was working with these writing of the books of himself, in the building of himself in the career, by the spanning of himself, or by the working of himself in the writing of these publishing of novels, magazines, already you can have the things that makes the writing career over the period of 60 years. Besides 15 novels. So besides, apart from these 60 years he was working, 15 novels, he wrote numerous short stories. Essays, and an autobiography also. So he also wrote an autobiography. So what is this autobiography also? In the recent poem also, Punishment in the Kindergarten, where the Kamalas Das has been given with the setting of an example of autobiography. So this autobiography is nothing but of your self story, the story of self writing that can be taken and covered by you, of the writing of their own life story can be added under the concept of this autobiography. And besides of writing of these 15 novels, he wrote short stories, essays and autobiographies. Most of his stories were set, or most of his Narayan's stories are set in Malgudi, and these are the stories which are being invented in the setting of these Malgudi, a fictional semi-urban South Indian town that he created. So these short stories were set in the Malgudi, and where you can add these fictional semi-urban and South Indian town he created there. His writing is characterized by genial humor. His writings is characterized, already you can see his writing is being characterized, means it is differently styled or in a new way, that is by a genial humor. So the genial humor and the gentle irony is there. So gentle irony, you can see the humorous or wit or laugh you can get from the stories, and even also you can get gentle irony and compassionate realism. So you can say the compassionate, the word that is a broad, and what exists in the realism can be understood, the differentiation of the words and how the people are being treated in the knowing of the truth there. So that are the realism concepts you can find by the knowing of these, better understanding of the knowledge there. Then some of his novels, Swami and Friends, and they are being given some of the names of the person. The names of the novels are being given as Swami and Friends. Mr. Sampath. So this is Swami, Friends, Mr. Sampath, the financial expert, and the guide. Guide is there, the financial expert, and the vendor of sweets. So these are the different novels which are being published by these R.K. Narayan. Among these, they show the compassionation and realism which the novels are being expressed there, and those are Swami and a genial humor, gentle irony, which can be expressed in all these things. And the financial expert and the guide and the vendor of spirits are the given by the famous novels which are being published by the person of himself. And short stories have been adapted into films. Not only these novels, short stories have been adapted into new films. So some of himself, he has already, we have said that short stories, essays and novels are being written by himself, and from that modification of that short stories, they have been adapted into the films and the television series. So you can also have the understanding of the films that can be shown, that are the short films and televisional serials or series also. Narayan received numerous awards. So Narayan also received numerous awards and honors. So what are the honors and awards that has been given? Including the Sahitya Akademi Award. Narayan received numerous awards and honors, including the Sahitya Akademi Award, Padma Bhushan and Padma Vibhushan. Narayan not only received awards, honors, including of Sahitya Akademi Award, Padma Bhushan and Padma Vibhushan. He was nominated to Rajya Sabha in the year of 1989. So you should have to see, he was nominated as the person to the Rajya Sabha in the year of 1989, and his tenure in the upper house is the best remembered for his fervent appeal to make the school bag lighter and restore to children the joys of childhood. He said that he received and he was nominated to the person of the Rajya Sabha in the year of 1989, and his tenure in the upper to the children house is the best remembered for his fervent appeal to make the school bags lighter and restore to children the joys of childhood. He is the person only made that the weight of the school bags of the children should have to be lesser there. So these are the lesser weight that makes the school bag in the lighter when the children are going to enjoy with their having of their bags to be overtaken. So he is the first person and he made some appeal. He had given a fervent appeal to make the school bags of the children lighter, in the sense so that the children may be helpful in the joyful by the carrying of these luggage of the school bag there. So this is the best honored. So he has been considered by the giving of the restoring of the children to the enjoying of the childhood days that are being taken to carry the school bags should be a lighter, so that they should have to go certain education, so that weightness of the books may not make the children to be efficient in the enjoying of these childhood days by the carrying of the loading of the books there. So these are the points which can be remembered by the person of this R.K. Narayan, and by the autobiography of himself can be understood by the giving few points that can be known from these author. So once again you can have of all the remembrance of these points by the person who had been given apart from these stories there. So we shall continue having of the person with the having of the lesson which has been given in the theme in the next session. Okay, thank you.